Good morning. Once more, here is as always, a little cough before I really begin. This annoys me. Why can't my voice is fine before? As soon as I get on live, I get a throat problem. Anyway, as I said in the written introduction part, the Olympics have started. Now, some of my friends are like me and love to watch the Olympics. Many different sports. Not all of them I like, but most of them. And especially to see where Canada or even New Zealand, where I'm from, and even Australia, where my father was born, how they perform. And I found myself thinking today, well, actually, I'm going to go back a bit because when the Olympics opened, I found myself quite emotional, actually. This Olympics is being put off for a year because we couldn't get together. And it was done without the entranceway, was done with no spectators at all, and only a few people per country. Because if you remember in the past, if you've ever watched it, countries like the US, Britain, Canada, and Australia would be packed with people coming in. As a tennis follower, we had 2 tennis players in our small contingent, which have now both played, one winning their round and one losing. I noticed this morning when I watched. What does the Olympics really mean? Because it is an opportunity of the world to come together and play together, to get to understand each other, to communicate, to be more at one. And sometimes I think over this last year that's whoever controlling everything at the moment doesn't want us to do, doesn't want us to communicate. The lockdowns, the not being able to meet in churches, the not being able to do this. And if you do, it's 10 or maybe 50 people. But here you've got thousands of different athletes coming together. And unfortunately, in Japan, they can't get to see the city. So people who would love to see what Tokyo is like, they can't get to see it. They're put in a specific hotel. They're taken to the village. They play. So really, the diversity of being able to mingle with the locals, you might say, doesn't happen. And it saddens me in a way because I've always believed in the spirit of the Olympics. I've believed in the unity, the coming together, the awareness. And as an old jock, I still watch sports today. And people who know me know that I follow the Liverpool Soccer Club. And that came because before I had my knee surgeries, I couldn't walk very well. And so Saturdays and Sundays found me sitting at my little apartment, and I began to watch soccer, which I knew because I played field hockey for years and years and years until I came here to Canada. And so the rules are very similar. And I had to pick a team eventually, and I ended up picking Liverpool, mainly because of their opening song, "You'll Never Walk Alone," that fitted my philosophical thought. And that's been a lot of years now, 20 years at least. So here we are, Olympic time. Here we are with we've already won silver. We've already done well, beginning to do well in the rowing. I haven't been on top of everything because I've had some other things to do. But one of the things I really wanted to just touch on today was, where do you get your pleasure and enjoyment? As the years have gone by and my body damage one way or another that's affected my walking, affected my spine, actually my spine. I don't know why I kept hurting my spine over the years. So I don't get a lot, at this point, a lot of movement, like a lot of walking, which I'd love to do. Excuse me again. And one of the things that I found is that I have got enjoyment, especially soccer, tennis, mainly. That's the main things I watch. Now, what do you watch, if anything? And if you don't watch sports, what do you watch besides news, different shows that are not sports? And if you do watch sports, how much pleasure does it give you? Or do you get angry, or do you get upset because they don't do what they want to do? Because that's part of it. It takes you on an emotional ride. Like, you know, they should do better than that. Why are they doing that? So it's really about looking and seeing how much enjoyment you get. And if you don't have a sports, that's fine. What do you do? What else do you do that gives you pleasure and enjoyment? Trustingly walking, being outdoors, being in the woods, if you can, that are not burning, because it seems like we're surrounded by fire where we are here. But there's just a thought, because the Olympics are on, and it's 2 weeks, so it's just started. So I know I will be watching quite a bit. I always looking to see where the tennis is and a few other things. And sometimes I learn to notice and appreciate sports that I hadn't thought about. So I just want you to think about that. Think about, in your whole life, never mind the sports element, what gives you the greatest pleasure? Where do you go to find, to relax, to enjoy, to get out of yourself, to allow yourself to sort of be transported in a way into another place or another situation? The Olympic sports are well shown over a spectrum of TV, CBC, and TSN, SNM, the sports channel. And so you can just pick up and check which ones you want to watch. Some of them are very, very interesting. And I wish you well this week. I really, really do. And I do pray that the fires are quelched. Where I live, there's one fire that's very close to you might say, not only housing, but the towns. And in fact, there's several. So my prayers go out to that we would love rain, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be on the horizon at the moment, just more hot weather. You have a good week. Enjoy.